Just taking this time to review my week. Week 2 of January 26. My performance was good, I would say, in terms of consistency, in terms of P&L. I closed the week 5.84% up. I started the challenge on 9, that is Friday. I closed the day on 1.4, and the week I had a terrible day on Tuesday. I spiraled, though it's still green, but I had 22 trades, which is not acceptable, but I corrected that ever since. So I have only 4 trades from Wednesday to Friday. 4 trades means 2 trades in the EU sessions, in the EU session in the morning, 2 trades in the New York session. 2 trades is basically 1 trade split into 2. I risk 0.75% of the account, 0.7% of the account, which is around 400 USD of a 60K account. And the trade, once I execute, I use magic keys for my risk management, is split into 2 trades. So that's why we have 4 trades. So that is 2 ideas basically, 1 idea each session. And so the purpose of the video now, as part of my consistency journey, is just to highlight how my week went and keep myself accountable. Okay. End of week weekly recap. Yep, I'm gonna use it. So my thoughts are, I had a bad day on Tuesday. Overall, I'll start by overall. Went well. The week went well, and I was consistent on Wednesday to Friday. So I'm going to put about risk management, time, trading time, strategy execution, okay. Oops. And then what? Okay, I'm going to push these ones down. So what did I do well last? Risk management, 0.7% max per session. Okay, trading time, same. You open and you okay. Strategy is liquidity. Execution does this. I will not expound on too much. And then what can I replicate is the same thing. Continue with the risk management and the strategy. And the strategy is demand and supply. Is what I'm mainly looking at. And intraday or session liquidity grabs and fair value gaps. So I get a bias for the week and the day. I trickle down to the 4-hour. I wait for liquidity sweeps during the open. I get closure in my area of interest and execute from that point. So this is usually my idea, and so far it's gone really well. The most costly mistake for this week was on Tuesday, which it did cost me because I was lucky. I still closed the day green, but I overtraded, so there was overtrading. On Tuesday, 22 trades. I corrected this. From Friday, no, from Wednesday. Friday. The best and the worst. The best trade. This one we can check. And check to let me first. I think it's saving automatically. So we can go to, yeah, I think Tuesday was a risk of blowing the account because of the overtrading. Overtrading, I took a loss, so I can just probably walk through what happened on Tuesday. Took a first loss. I wasn't patient with the first. I wasn't patient with DAX. I took a loss, a normal loss, which is part of the plan, but I didn't accept it. So I went in again and I went into this spiral and I overtraded. So I took 22 trades, which is not what I'm supposed to be doing or not in my plan. So, however, I corrected this from Wednesday to Friday, which can be seen on the next 3 days. Execution 4 trades, 4 trades, 4 trades. I still took a loss on Thursday, which I did spiral, just swallowed the bitter pill and moved on to the next one, which was very good. Felt really liberating, taking a loss and just letting things slide. So, so Monday, Tuesday, not very good. I had more trades than usual. Still want to look at them. Going forward, I've corrected this. I'm having now 4 trades maximum, which is basically 2 ideas, as I explained earlier. Okay, so all the trades that all my trades have the attachments. I need to show which trade I took when. Okay, so let's start with Monday. First trade was NAS. No, first trade was DAX in the morning. And yeah, this was a good buy. I'm not sure this is saying much, so probably next week I can implement doing 2 screen prints, one on the 4-hour, one on the 5 minutes. So the 5 minutes to show the execution, and the 4 hour to show the big picture. Okay, but nonetheless, as you can see, this was a good trade. It was a buy. This was a demand zone, and I went long, and this is basically TP for me. No, this is 1:1. I can't remember why. Let me probably some notes for this one. No, I didn't have. I didn't. Okay, the next trade, and this is the same trade. So probably I closed one trade and let the next one ride further. Okay, okay. So from next week, I'm going to have 2 screen prints for each trade. One, the idea, how I want the trade to pan out, and the second one, how it actually panned out. So it's going to give me, going to be easier for me to review. And but for this one, as I can see, it looked like a good trade and went well. At least I took 1:1 or 1.5 something. Then the next I think GU was break even. Didn't rally as much as it's still 3 minutes. So then I'm gonna have consistency in the screen print of the time frame. This one I'm also noting down as part of the improvement points for this week. Screen print time frame, please. I'm talking to my secretary here. Please note down screen print time frame. Okay, and then GU, that GU here was break even, these two. This NAS, I don't know why it's one trade here. Let's see. It's not screen print. Okay. For DAX, in terms of the strategy, it's intraday liquidity and volatility. So based on the attachment here, during the open, price tanked up to this point, and to grab liquidity at this 25 to 10 zone before we rallied upwards. And this is what I took advantage of. And basically, this was the Tokyo low. This was the London open, as you can see. London session open is this orange colored zone here that I put as an indicator in my trading view. And basically what I was looking for was a rate of the Tokyo low, which is the Japan low previous session. This actually happened during the London session, and I took the buy, and it went well. I didn't hold longer than I should have, but it still went well. And I worked on holding trades on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, which I can see that there is a growth in that area. So that is Monday. All trades of screen print, and there's only one that did have so that is glass, and this cannot happen again. Color to loading everything as I should be. Okay, then I'm gonna check the progress tracker here. Progress tracker for okay. So that's gonna come up. Okay, then Tuesday, Tuesday was a meltdown. 22 trades, none of them. The more the number of trades, the more the harder it becomes in terms of documenting and even screen printing. So I cannot keep track of all these trades. I don't even know why I took the trades. What was the idea behind it? Was it chasing? Was it formal? And this was horrible. Still a green day, but the market has a way of rewarding you when you've done the wrong thing. And then eventually it's going to whoop you at some point. So for this one, I was lucky. Finished green, but horrible. Over trading, still finished green, but I corrected this immediately because I knew at some point the market would come for me. So on Wednesday, I implemented this immediately. Everything was clean. 2R trades each because my risk is 400 every trade. And so my 2R is basically around 800 euros for the 60K account. And as you can see here, I got 2R in the morning, 2R in the NAS session, and we can quickly review. Okay, so just the same idea, two trades. Okay, so the attachment is here. I'm gonna improve with the next week. Screen prints will be 2. Okay, but this time it's just 1. So I'm gonna look at. So here it's the same session liquidity rate, and we get a short from that zone. Is what I did for DAX on Wednesday. It was the previous session, but this zone I had mapped it out. It was at some point the Tokyo high, and it was a very significant area on the higher time frame. And after closure on the 5 minutes of DAX open, I went short, and We expected 2R was the target, and eventually the target was hit. I tagged it as daily demand, daily supply, but both can I think it was a demand zone, as you can see here that I had mapped out, and it was hit, and there was no demand, suppliers are not demand zone, and I shot from this zone, and it went to R. Might take profit. Yeah. So I mapped everything, I tagged everything correctly, and for this one actually I remember this one I closed manually. It didn't hit TP. It went beyond TP, but like once it got to 2R, I closed manually. It did, like my TP was so low, like was around 5R, but once it got like numerically to 2R, which is around 430, I closed it manually. So that's why the target here says 519, but the actual amount was less, but still it's a 2R trade. Okay. And then the trade risk here, you can't see the trade risk because I moved the stop loss to break even. So you can't see you can't see the trade risk. Ideally it should have, if I hold a position, you'll see this on the 5-day trades because I didn't move my stop loss to break even. You'll see the trade risk was how much of the planned R multiple and the realized. Okay, nonetheless, this was a perfect trade, well executed, proper entry, and unfortunately I didn't hold longer, but still good to up. Okay, and then Nasdaq, same, very good trade. Price came back to test the previous daily low, which is the PDL, and I was expecting price to trade lower on this day, so Wednesday, and it did. During the open New York session, we came to grab liquidity of the previous daily low or retest, depending on your ideology or your methodology. Mine, it retested this PDL, and I was expecting closure into bearish closure down the PDL, the 5-minute, which it did, and executed. I don't have the chart to show both 5 minutes and the long term. Next week I'll have that. Nonetheless, very good trade. 2R. We can check this. If probably I have, yeah, this one I target as intraday liquidity because that's what it did. As you can see here, initial target was 460 and 462, so meaning it hit TP. I corrected the mistake that I did in the morning, which was not holding. So in the evening, I held to TP, which was 2 hours, same as the morning. But sometimes market can come to your TP or not, can fail to hit your TP and come back to you break even. So anyway, so this was an amazing trade. Close it at 2 hit TP. That is on Wednesday. Then Thursday, okay, and then Thursday. Gotta check it out. Yeah, that was frustrating because this GU trade, this one is sort of interesting. This one came to my this hit my stop loss, and my entry, as you can see on the as shown on the screen print, my entry was around 134, 460, okay, and targeting the previous daily high. Okay, and price indeed almost came to it felt like it was coming to, was like I was correct at some point, but eventually it did not go past the previous, like it was creating like higher lows and lower highs. It was creating lower highs, and it could not break this zone 134,450. The mistake I did was I did not allow the market to tell me when to leave the trade, because ideally what I took from this trade, what I learned was immediately after the closure of the 1 hour or the 15-minute, 2 15-minute candles, I should have realized my trade is my idea is up and leave. Anyway, it hit stop loss, and yeah, that was that. But but nonetheless, I didn't spiral. Still demand and supply, because my idea was based on the demand zone, supply zone on the previous daily low. Okay. That's it. That's it on this one. My target was 2.38 R, and I realized a minus R. Okay. In the afternoon, same. In the New York session, I this was Thursday, yeah. Execution of my strategy is based on the open. So 2 hours into the open, maximum 3 hours into the open. So this trade was amazing in terms of the strategy and the plan. However, it didn't happen during the time that I wanted it to happen, during the close of the New York session. What it did after the open was it dropped as I was expecting, and then I moved to break even, which is something that I've changed. So I will not be trading break evens anymore. So I moved stop loss to break even, and the price indeed came and stopped me out at break even, and then ranged for a couple of hours, and eventually during the close, without even going to my stop loss. My stop loss was way above the previous daily high. So price did not go to the PDH. Instead, it went to my direction. So eventually during the close, it went to TP at some point, but it did go back. It did spiral. I did feel bad. Felt bad, but I didn't react negatively to it. So that was that. So that's why we have 31. Basically, this is break even. Okay. That is Thursday. Friday, amazing. Friday was an amazing day. Friday was amazing because I had break even in the morning. Yeah, this is when now I decided no break even anymore. Those DAX, my idea was correct, but it's break even again because I went short on this one. This was a very good trade. Lower highs. Price did indeed come to this zone and closed below. Took the short, stop loss slightly above this zone this week, and it took some time, but eventually it went down to PDM. This on Friday, but the retest, because I moved to break even, I was stopped, and that's why we have -2, -7. Painful, but I didn't react negatively to it. I just closed the session for that without even documenting much, and yeah, everything was correct here. And then in the afternoon, I was so rigid on the fact that in the afternoon, sorry, I responded. So in the afternoon, I was quick to correct the break-even issue that I had in the morning. I had a quick discussion with my strategist here, and we realized, based on our analysis, we need to drop the break-even because it feels like we're still afraid of taking losses, and that's not the best not the best attitude to bring on the market to the market or the trading desk. So no break-even. Because most of my trades will be more than an hour. I should stay more than an hour. And like, for example, this one DAX was correct. It took me 10 minutes. I took 10 minutes in the trade, 10 minutes with the R of 4R, which was hit. Very frustrating. Yeah, but the 10 minutes, this was break even based on went to my direction, retested, stopped me, and continued rallying downwards. Or continued dropping or rallying. Okay. So in the New York session, I was quick to correct this, and I executed a super trade Nasdaq, land 1.94R, which was still very good. Basically 2R, going to round up, and it was hit. It was amazing. And no, let's see this. yeah, you see, like it's showing the initial target, trade risk was 226. So 226, basically 252, but that's why it's 1.94. But yes. And then this is the attachment, same liquidity at the PDH. I didn't expect it to hit PDH because it was downtrending. I was just waiting for closure in the 5 minute. By an engulfing, that will indicate there is selling pressure on this side, indicating that the momentum to sell has increased and it's more than the buying pressure. So I took the short. It did hit my target, like as indicated here on the chart, but it went to 2R. This was okay because I moved my stop to my take profit to 2R, 1.94 hour, so to speak. And this is what happened. I've documented everything as expected. And yeah. So I would say the best trade for the week was this one, Nasdaq trade. Or even on Wednesday, we had two good trades. This one's 2.88. Yeah, actually this is it's the best. Yeah, super trade. So Wednesday Nasdaq. So the bonus one. So really the best trade for the week. And then yeah. Right. Trade duration, very good to check trade duration because now even basically for these good trades that I've executed here, realize it took more than an hour, or they took more than an hour, or at least 45 minutes. Entry time 36, exit 5. This was 20, not too much actually, 24 minutes, right? So that's almost 2 50-minute candles. And then fastest trip in the morning for that. It is as way longer, 12:36 to 12 midday. Good. And then ideally I would like I'm trying to but if the market runs to TP, no problem. But my trades take longer, like an hour or an hour 30 minutes. This one is good, an hour is perfect for 15-minute candles because I'm looking at 15 minutes. Okay. But based on that, the best trade is the one that I took on Wednesday. And I put in the volatility. Okay, so this one has this, but tomorrow I'll connect again to prepare for the week next week in terms of checking news, strategy, volatility. Take Friday. Okay, that's it. That's it. That's it for the week. Tomorrow, I'll be planning for the new week. Checking the news from Forex Factory and mapping out the weekly zones, which I think are in line to have expectations on our products with bounce. Yeah, that's it. That's a quick session to recap our trades for the week. And then we have 52 more recaps. So 50 recaps to go into the sheets. Let's go. Thank you. And strategies.